All right, good evening, everybody. Time for April virtual drams. We've got a whopper of a whiskey this month. Probably every month we do, but this month, a really unique one. If you don't know me, I'm Scott, and joining me from Atlanta,
I'm Jenna.
How you doing, Jenna?
Gonna be better after this.
Yeah,
We had a little taste of this because I've not had opportunity to taste this yet. This is my first time, and I just took a little sip of it, and I just poured a little more in my glass because it's so good.
it looks like a nice pour. Yeah,
Not a pour.
We'll get into the dram here. Well, I guess there shouldn't be any secret. Well, we will be nosing and tasting, hopefully, along with everybody, or not everybody tuning in tonight. Not everybody usually has this whiskey. What we do what we are doing, we started doing a few months ago when we do the outturn preview tasting, is picking one of the whiskeys. In this instance, at the 1st of April, Ben picked out 26.197 Fisherman's Friends on the Beach. Good thing I'm not a newscaster. I'm having trouble talking tonight. 9-year-old, 61.6% Highland whiskey, cask type first fill ex bourbon barrel in our oily and coastal profile.
This is 61.6%?
Yes.
You are lying to me.
Nope, I'm reading it right off the label.
This does not drink like
Yeah. Tom R is on it. He says that you poured that much kind of out of respect to me, where I pour a heavy pour to show the color.
Yeah.
And I can't get my
Scott method.
My StreamYard isn't working to show comments.
Yeah, you're frozen right now too.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Well, I was having internet issues earlier today. I am hardwired in.
Well, we can hear you okay.
Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. Just can't.
Hold on. Let's take you off and bring you back and see if that does the trick.
I don't think so. I'm looking at my Wi-Fi signal and it's.
Oh, I kind of see you. There you go. You're back.
All right. I was having internet issues a couple times earlier today where it just went out. And I don't know if that's from the weather around here. We've got a lot of construction in the neighborhood. I don't know if somebody accidentally punctured a line somewhere by not calling in and checking if they were putting in a fence or something. Always call in that number, check and see if there's any electrical lines, cable lines running where you want to dig.
If you learn anything from this tasting, it's call before you dig.
Exactly. Yeah, we've been down in the 50s and it's been rainy the last 2 to 3 days. It's just yuck.
That's here. 50 and rainy.
Yeah, we've been up in the 70s and 80s, sun shining. It'd just been nice. We was moving right into summer and we just regressed. But
welcome to Jenna's Weather Channel.
Yeah. Real quick, before we get started, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe and click the notification bell. We have quit sending out emails to all of our live streams. We're sending out one email at the 1st of the month that will have, all of the live streams for the month listed out in it. And then we used to send out an email as well when we go live. We quit doing that just to cut back on the number of emails that we were sending. So if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, then you click that notification bell, you'll get a notification when we're live. Not through an email, but just through the little YouTube notification ringer. So that will be the only way you'll be notified when we're live. All right.
Come hang out with us. So ding the bell.
Ding, 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 ding. All right. 26.197 Fisherman's Friends on the Beach. This one was intriguing from the start, from ever before tasting it. Just because it's in that oily and coastal profile, and it's from Distillery 26, which is usually known for that, really fruity, sweet, fruity, mellow kind of profile, really popular. And this oily and coastal was really intriguing. I did have a little whiskey here just wetting my palate.
I wet my palate. Oh, I can't taste it yet. I'm getting ahead of myself. So this distillery is typically known for that kind of classic waxy
Mhm.
kind of profile. And I'm really excited to dig that out because I can smell it. I can smell it. So I'm excited to dig that out on the palate.
Little real quick roll call on everybody tuning in and commenting so far. The Whiskey Franco, Tom R., Sanctus Vitae, Sean Spaeth, Duke McHale, Stuart of Butte, Tom R., I already said, Lecurious George, and Big Dog and George Kaplan. Thanks to everybody tuning in. How many have 26.197 and are tasting along with us tonight? Big Dog says, when the notification bell rings, I begin to salivate.
Oh,
Little
wow.
Pavlovian response going there.
Oh gosh, this smells so good. I mean, like so good.
Amazingly spicy on the nose.
There's a little spice to this.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's a little spicy sweet thing happening at the moment.
Kind of a really dry oak. Spicy, dry oak. And I haven't even really done a deep dive on this whiskey yet either.
Yeah, this is it for me. I'm taking the dive with all of you.
So this did come out. This was in the April outturn, and myself and Ben were supposed to do the live stream that night. My mom fell and broke her leg that afternoon, and so I spent the evening in the emergency room. And yeah, that's where I was at. So I didn't get to make it. But she's doing good. She's been in the specialized physical therapy rehab place, getting released in the morning. So getting to come home. Yeah.
Good. That's awesome. That is good news. All right. Oh gosh.
What else on the? I mean, it's malty.
There is like a little salinity to this.
Yeah.
There is like a little like minerality, salinity, but it's like a sweet saltiness. It's like a honeyed floral, soft salinity to this whiskey. There's like a little, I almost want to say like green apple, like a fresh green apple.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That I'm getting on the nose of this. But then there's like a little must. It's like musty and a little green appley and salty, and like there's that minerality. It's like if you put a bunch of like rocks that were just like soaking in the sea and you picked them all up and like dumped them in a dunnage warehouse surrounded by flowers. That's what I imagine this would smell like.
Very nice. A little bit of a dry pasture, dry field, those flowers, slight cinnamons.
I want to taste it.
We have several people that have it. Duke McHale has it, but he's not tasting it yet, just listening. Jimmy Jazz says, good evening, folks. Have the bottle, but sadly doing a dry week to recover from Limburg. I don't know what Limburg is. What's Limburg?
Sanctus Vitae sipping Gatorade.
That's too bad.
I hope everyone feels better.
Oh, George Kaplan says his 26.197 is still being caressed at the warehouse. Must be on hold. This one sold out quick too. This one was sold out within a few hours. So it's very popular. And like I say, I think it's that Distillery 26 and being in this oily and coastal profile was really intriguing to a lot of people.
I agree.
All right. You ready to get in on the palate?
Let's taste it.
I think you are.
Cheers.
Cheers. All 61.6% of it.
It doesn't drink like 61.6 to me. I mean, I'm not doing the swish, but
it's warm, ABV warm, but it's not that hot. I mean, it comes off, it's just warming on the tongue. It doesn't come off as hot and, like alcohol burn. It's really rich and full, sweet, citrus sweet, little drier, little oil. I was going to say a little oily, of course, oily and coastal, but it actually feels, I actually feel like I have an oil.
Yep.
Like I drank some olive oil, actually, or not drank, but I had like a spoonful of olive oil and it just coated my mouth.
Yeah, there is that beautiful viscosity that is known, that this distillery is known for. It's definitely there, that waxy kind of just like mouth coating, like feeling, definitely there. But I think nose and palate on this actually match up really nice. All the things I was getting on the nose, I'm getting on the palate with just that like beautiful intenseness of that like waxy viscosity. It's a really, really good whiskey.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And for 9 years old, this is, whew.
Yeah. It doesn't feel 9 at all. Feels much older.
No, it does not feel 9 at all. It definitely feels much older.
And Jimmy Jazz says that Limburg is a great rare and old whiskey show in Germany.
Oh, fun.
Second sip just go in. That first sip on the palate was really overpowered. I had my kind of palate warmer upper dram, which was just off the shelf 40%er. This one just knocked the socks off of it.
I'm trying to, there's something else in here that I can't put my finger on. It's like, there's almost like what is that? Hold on, I gotta do a quick Google.
Lemon pastries with a vanilla, little swirl of a vanilla cream on it. Great legs on this one. Just the oil, it's really clinging. I don't know if it'll show or not on the camera, but it really is nice legs running down the glass from this one.
Yeah, it's meringues. I'm getting like that meringue like note on the nose. Like I'm smelling it and I'm like, I can see it and I can taste it. And I like, what is it called? I know what it's called. I just can't put my finger on it. But yeah, there's like it's like meringue. There's like, it's floral, it's honeyed. There is like that light element of like zest, like lemon zest. It's like fresh. There is like a waxy, like viscous note on the nose. Like when you can smell something and tell it's going to have really nice texture. It's got minerality and a little bit of that musty funk. Like I just imagine like if you were to like pick a like barrel up off a dunnage floor, like that dirt, dusty, like musty smell. Yeah, I think it fits perfectly in the oily and coastal flavor profile.
Yeah. I throw some coarse sea salt on your meringue as well.
Eat it the shoreline of some beautiful sea far away from here.
Known as the sunsets.
Oh, there's a cool breeze. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and very, I mean, the finish, nice on this one. Not real long, but for a 9-year-old, that's really that oily part of it, that waxy part that's hanging on.
Yeah.
Citrus and kind of caramel notes that really kind of seem to get drug out here with it.
Yeah, this is, I'm going to go back and I just want to taste test it next to 26, 151, the 26 year oily.
Oh, ooh.
There's there's not a lot left. It's only to right here. But I just want to do side by side.
Yeah, I just thought of that as we were talking about the normal profile that we're used to from Distillery 26, and seeing, and I should have, if I could find one real quick here, maybe I'll grab one as well, a little bit younger one. We should have a 26 one in sweet, fruity, and mellow.
Yeah, I know I have some in here somewhere too. I just don't know where. Somewhere.
Here's a 7-year-old right here. Sea of Sumptuosity. Sumptuosity.
Oh, I don't think I had that one. At least I don't think I did.
Oh wait, here's a 10-year-old. Let's do that. Polished and refined. This one just came out in January, maybe December, January. 26.186. We'll take a look at that one. Because I know this one was, and it's in the sweet, fruity, and mellow profile. So we'll hear in a little bit. We'll see the difference to this oily and coastal.
Wow. Okay. Nosing these like side by side is interesting. Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely lighter. And just like I got some cucumber melon.
Oh.
On the polished and refined, which I'm not going to get into right now. We'll wait a little bit for that one, but
yeah, just in nosing these side by side. So 9-year, 26-year. I mean, it's pretty freaking close. I'm not even gonna lie.
Really?
It's a little bit like bigger, more robust on the nose. The 26 year is obviously a little softer, but and like a little more like there's like a little more like furniture polish or something in the 26 year. But I mean the like basic backbone of these whiskeys. I mean, very both clearly one of the four corners of Johnny Walker.
Sanctus Vitae, unrelated to the oily and coastal, any chance some tequila mezcal coming to SMWS?
That is a great question.
Yeah.
I'd never say never. But I don't know what they have up their sleeve at the moment.
Have we? I don't think we've released any. Have we? Tequilas or mezcals? I know, Armagnacs, rums,
Gin,
cognac, and then different, rye whiskeys, bourbons, but Irish whiskeys, Japanese whiskeys, but no tequila yet.
No tequila.
All right, I put a drop of water on my 26.17.
I am not. Today, Scott.
What's the odds that I'm gonna say water helps this one?
Water helps and it opens it up, and I'm getting. If you're just like, wow, like this is insane, and like your head explodes, then maybe I'll add The nose on this one is just like, it's so beautiful. Stop it.
All right, no, so a little bit more sweet, a little bit more citrusy, but a little mint as well. Maybe that was there before, showing itself a little bit more now, though, with water. It actually started to, it's almost like it opened up the ABV, though, too. It almost burned a little bit with the water. Yeah, that was kind of odd.
The first sip of this, I didn't know what the ABV was. I didn't go in and read tasting notes or stats or any of that stuff. And I was like, when you said that it was 61.6, I was like, what? I was like, my palate has not had a whiskey on it in this whole day. And
this whole day.
And wow, that does not taste like a whiskey that's at 61.6%.
I would go. I'd go. There's a little bit of you're sitting on that beach, the sun is setting, you've got some your grill is going or your fire's going, you've got some white fish
Mm.
and some fruits, some different, citrusy fruits on the grilling as well. Some pineapple,
Mm.
orange. Yeah, very nice. I'm gonna.
The texture of this whiskey is just, I mean, it just like takes all of that flavor and just like condenses it and just like smushes it into your palate and it just lingers. It's fantastic. This whiskey is. I didn't really know a lot about this distillery before. I didn't even know it was a component of Johnny Walker.
Mm,
Um,
mhm.
when I first was getting into whiskey. And it's funny, one cool thing that I've tried to do is kind of deconstruct some of the Johnny Walkers with some of the whiskeys that we have here, just to like see if I can, like, I don't know, somewhat deconstruct it as much as I can, just to try to connect the dots. So when I do taste things, I can say, oh, there's a little 26 in here, or there's a little 53 in here, or, whatever the case is. And that's a lot of fun. But definitely my favorite thing about the society is just how it's introduced me to so many cool distilleries that never would have like jumped on,
I know Compass Box John Glazier uses this a lot too in his blends, kindly. But I've noticed lately, and I've heard, or a while back, I'd heard that he was starting to run low on some of his casks of this, and was using others. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah, big component. A lot of Compass Box blends. So, but
I mean, it's a fantastic whiskey in both single malt form, single cask form, in blends. Like it's a very versatile, well-rounded, malt for sure.
I got to push water with this one, Jenna. I got to tell you, I'm getting a little tobacco now.
All right.
Second round of water on it.
All right, I gotta put.
You don't have to do it. This never pans out for you.
I'm gonna do it. You know what? You don't quit. You just keep trying. You get back on, you keep going. So here we are. All right. There's water.
Yeah, I'm adding a little bit of tobacco in there with water now.
What did you say on the nose? I'm getting watermelon.
No, well, that was on the other one that I poured. Yeah.
I'm getting that water.
A cucumber melon on the sweet, fruity, and mellow.
No, on the 197,
yeah.
I put water. I put a good dash of water in this, and yeah, there's like watermelon.
Yeah, that could be
Cucumber melon. Yeah, it smells like a Bath and Body Works lotion from, I don't know, the early 2000s. It's wow, that changed it a lot. Okay.
Well, you haven't sampled it yet.
But I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna taste it.
So with Distillery 26, though, a lot of times if you taste a whiskey blind and you really get that kind of waxy, it's kind of like a lemon pledge to me, furniture polish waxiness. If you're getting a whiskey and you're getting that note, a lot of times it's Distillery 26. It's kind of synonymous with their, distillate character, I would say.
So I like it better neat. I know you're shocked, but I will agree with you that I feel like it did actually amp up the texture a little bit. Like it almost made it a little chewier. And I did get that like bigger kind of hit of that ABV with the water versus without the water. So very interesting.
George is asking, so did it get hurt with the water or not? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think every whiskey, though, has it, it's got its advantages neat. I mean, because you just get that. Some whiskeys get better, some whiskeys don't. Yeah, this one, it didn't hurt it. I thought it helped it. Jenna doesn't.
I just
prefer it.
I just love the intensity of that texture and those flavors and the finish and just the delivery of those flavors on my palate. I just really enjoy whiskey that way, and this particular whiskey just really delivers on that, you know. Um, with water, it was just like, it's somewhat diluted. Um, but I don't think it hurt it at all. It's just a different experience. It's just how you like to drink your whiskey. So it's very good. It's a very good whiskey.
I added a third drop of water, and as soon as I nosed it, cucumber melon. So maybe this is maybe that's a new note for this distillate, because I've got it on the polished and refined as well. But almost, well, yeah, cucumber melon, and almost like a gin and tonic with slice of cucumber in it.
Nice. Yeah, I think that Duke McHale brought up a good point, just about the diversity in people's palates. They're all different. And that's the cool thing about whiskey is, you're really never wrong. You taste something, no one can tell you otherwise, and I think that's a cool thing. I feel like you and I kind of go like head to head sometimes on palate things. Like Ben and I have very similar palates. And that's how I like anytime we are in a bar or something, we'll always order the same drink, like without even knowing we're ordering the same drink or the same lunch, or that's like our palates are just, I guess, like very similar in that way. So it's nice to have someone whose palate is a little the opposite of yours, that's the fun of it, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
now another challenge for you here, because 3 drops of water, the ABV is getting lower, and I got that waxy character finally. I mean, that's synonymous with 26.
yeah.
More of a crayon type waxy here. But it took a little bit more water for my palate to get it down there, and all of a sudden I was like, "There's that waxiness."
Yeah. Well,
I've had some oiliness coming into it, then all of a sudden there was that waxy.
Yeah, I put a good dash of water in mine. And like I said, I thought it actually intensified that like kind of texture and waxy profile. So I don't know, this is a really good whiskey. I don't know how else to say it. PG. It's really good.
And to me, even as I've added water and brought it down, it's still delicious. It's still gorgeous. I haven't talked about, there is still a little bit of spice here, and maybe that's showing a little bit more with water as well, but a black pepper, like it's that grilled whitefish, on the beach with some pepper on it. But I think that pepper is showing a little bit more here with water as well on the back of my palate.
Yeah.
Really, really setting in. Now I can feel it burning in and setting. But I wanted to go to 26.186, more of just to look at real quick. This was the 10-year-old.
What's that?
Polished and refined. So both first fill bourbon barrel. So the oily and coastal we're looking at tonight, Fisherman's Friends on the Beach, is a 9-year-old first fill ex bourbon barrel. Polished and refined is a 10-year-old first fill ex bourbon barrel, but it's in the sweet, fruity, and mellow profile. Something I think is more synonymous with this, distillery that we see. So I just kind of want to look at and see how different this is to that oily and coastal.
Well, I'm going to taste, because it was the closest one I could just grab off the shelf. This is a 26-year and a refill ex bourbon barrel, but this is oily and coastal. So that's, the nose was quite close.
This is amazing, and this is the beauty of the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society right here, because this one is, it's sweet, it's mellow, it's lighter, more citrusy, cucumber melon, a little bit of mint, and right up front, definitely different than 26197 Fisherman's Friends on the Beach. Both first fill ex bourbon barrels, 2 different flavor profiles, but 26 polished and refined 26.186 and that sweet, fruity, and mellow, I think, is what we're used to seeing with Distillery 26.
We do see it in a lot of sweet, fruity, mellow.
Yeah. And I think that's the usual profile, like I say, with this distillery. So to see this oily and coastal
I mean, it is coastal. It is a coastal
It is. It's thicker. It's oily. I mean, it is. It's
distillery. So
waxier. Not near it. It's not sweet, fruity, and mellow at all. It's Fisherman's Friends on the Beach.
this one,
Wow.
the 26 year, honestly, it's like they just took the flavor and amped it up a little bit, but like the delivery and the texture and like that diluted kind of sense is very similar to this 26197. When I added water to it. So like this with water gets you very close, I feel like, to this.
Huh.
Very, very weird.
Yeah. To take a 9-year-old and be able to compare it to a 26-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's like a little more, like I said, like leather polish, furniture polish, like note in this older whiskey. But I mean, that, like I said, that backbone, like that basic backbone of both of those whiskeys it's pretty close.
Yeah. Huh. Sean Spaeth says the only 26 I own and have in my possession at the moment is 26.180, which is a light and delicate. Super tasty, but I feel like I'm missing some signature notes. That was, so polished and refined is cask 186. When was that one from, Sean? 26.180. It had to have been last year sometime. I don't remember that. Light and delicate 26.
I was looking to see if I don't know. I want to go back and like dig out all my 26s now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And just do like a flight of 26s just to see what I can find.
I like George Kaplan's comment here. A drop of water didn't hurt this one at all, from Scott, is like Bob Ross's. There are no mistakes, just happy accidents.
Gotta get you a paintbrush.
I should do that while we're tasting whiskey. Have a little canvas set up. You make a painting while you're tasting whiskey and talk.
There you go. That'd be awesome. We should do that one night. Just like don't they do those like wine and painting classes where you go drink wine and like paint a picture?
Mm-hmm.
We could do that.
Yeah. I'm not a very good painter, though.
Either.
It'd be like, oh, did your son draw this? It's beautiful. I'm like, no, I did it.
I'll just get my husband to do it since he's the artist, and it's my own.
Yeah, so going back to Fisherman's Friends on the Beach, with water, though, to me, with water, more of that waxiness is coming out from Distillery 26. It's definitely spicier than like the polished and refined, what we're used to from Distillery 26. It's not near as sweet, not near as fruity, not near as mellow, just not completely different, because you still get some of those signature notes, from Distillery 26, but it's very intriguing, very nice, well-rounded. From neat to, with water, with some more water, with some more water. But yeah, it's great on the palate. Great taster.
Do you have their 14-year? They're just distillery.
I have had it. Yes. I don't think I have any left right now.
I was going to say, I haven't had that in a very long time. So I'd be curious to do a little side-by-side of that as well. So if anybody out there has both of those, this and just the 14-year from this distillery, I'd love to know what that side-by-side's like. I bet that would be fun.
I'm biased, but ours are better. It's watered down.
Yeah.
But
I think there's a time and place for all different kinds of whiskeys. Like, I genuinely believe that. I just think the beauty of a single cask is that you're getting this in like you're capturing this one moment, right? Like the second it comes out of that barrel, you're just capturing that one moment. And we do a really good job of capturing these whiskeys just right at the right moment. But I still want to do a side by side.
Joe Combs says a local bar does a sip and paint monthly. So far, just wine. That's a good start.
I mean, maybe we'll do that next time. We can paint a society bottle. Oh gosh, mine would look terrible.
Guarantee it look better than mine.
And I like that Joe said it's watered down, coming from the guy that adds water.
Yeah. Not down to 43%. I think my palate, I think 50 to 55% really is where my palate really starts to, detect things, notice things, like things.
I like that.
Yeah.
Range as well. Yeah.
Yeah. 61. I mean, neat. I'll drink things neat.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's going to be small sips. Well, but when I sit down to review something or to take tasting notes and see how something, I'm going to drink it neat. I'm going to add water.
Yes.
I bet you though 95% of the time, if I'm sitting down at home, I'm watching TV, watching a movie, and I grab a whiskey, if it's higher than 50%, I'm going to add at least a drop of water right off the bat.
Yeah.
I think. Below, if it's an off-the-shelf offering and it's 43%, 45%, I'm not adding any water. I'm taking that as it is.
Yeah.
But probably over 50, I'm just adding a drop of water too, just to bring it down a little bit. And I do believe, though, I think 98%, maybe 95% of the time, to me, water does help a whiskey. It kind of opens it up. But I mean, that's definitely debatable.
It just depends on the kind of like my mood and where my palate's at, what I've eaten that day. Like sometimes I'll have a whiskey even at like 55%, and I'm like, this is like, it's too much for me, but then like have a whiskey like this, it's a 61.6%. And I would never guess this was 61.6%. Like it does not drink. This drinks like 57.
Yeah.
I would never guess that the ABV was as high as it is. So every whiskey is different. Like it's really just dependent on me and the whiskey. Sometimes I want something at 43%, 46%, and it's great. But
I'll tell you too, in my couch, I've got a love seat with a little console. I keep a water dropper in there because I'll sit down with a glass of whiskey, and it's not uncommon. I mean, I'm going to sit down. I might take a couple sips neat, and then I'll reach in there and I grab my water dropper and I add a couple drops of water.
Smart. I should add one to my coffee table.
Yeah, I've got an end table too. There's a water dropper sitting on it, and my buddies that come over, they know they're there.
That's brilliant. I should do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of just automatic. I'll sit down, and some nights, I will sit down with a whiskey neat, and it's a couple sips, and then I'm going to add a drop of water. And then, a little bit later, maybe another drop, and just kind of one of those things progress through and see if it changes anything, see if your palate's getting anything different or not. But
yeah, I think I have to be like in the mood for exploration too, to add water. Like really digging in and like you said, like taking tasting notes and that kind of thing. But when I'm like sitting on the couch and watching a movie, I just want the ease of just glass, full and just not even having to mess with it. So, but I do like the idea of having a water dropper on the coffee table. That's smart.
So, and sometimes you just want a whiskey and you don't want to have to think about it. You just want to sit down and.
Yes. I think that's me when I sit down to do that.
Take your mind off of things, and watch TV and think about TV. To me, a movie, whatever's on, is like that's my time to get away.
Yeah. Decompressing.
Yes.
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people like to read, or some people like to go for a walk or do whatever. Mine's like, if I can sit down in front of the TV at the end of the day, that's all I need. With a whiskey.
Yeah, I'm a walker, but I think my neighbors would judge me if I walked with whiskey.
You just put it in a like a Yeti tumbler, drinking water.
Just drinking my tea on my walk.
Let's see. Sean Spaeth says, I think it's lacking the fruit notes I typically get from 26. It's very dry, spicy, and malty. Be curious if there have been any others like it that I didn't get. Are you talking about the 26197 Fisherman's Friends on the Beach, Sean? Or no, that's Whiskey Franco is saying that to Sean Spaeth.
Who, I don't know which one Sean is flipping on. Oh, 26180, maybe? The light and delicate? Maybe that's the one.
That could be. Oh, yeah, because he's yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
0. Yeah.
But really, this one is the same. It's not that light, sweet, fruity profile that we're used to from 26. It's oily, it's thick, it's viscous, it's waxy, it's spicy, dry. Yeah. And fact is, I could almost see it in spicy and dry profile. It's almost a mashup of spicy and dry and oily and coastal. Really weird from Distillery.
Spicy and coastal.
Spicy and coastal. Yeah, there you go.
What color would that be?
Future. I don't know. I just made that up.
Oily and coastal. I don't
know.
Gray.
A blue to a khaki.
Yeah. Like a bluish gray color.
Maybe a gray. Yeah, a gray color.
I think oily and coastal, like gray, would be a cool color for that.
Ah.
But I don't make the rules.
Yeah.
Just gonna drop that little hint. But yeah, I'm a big fan of this distillery. Always excited to see these coming down the line, really at any age, to be honest. And I think this one's just, I wish I had a whole bottle of it. It's fantastic.
I'm going to pour a little bit more.
I'm going to savor.
Well, I know where you can get more if you need it.
All right. I know a guy.
That's right.
It's really good.
So yeah, watch. So the May Outturn preview tasting, Ben and Charlie will be doing. And so they will pick the virtual drams for May. And then at the end of May, we'll come on and
so it'll be surprise for us too, because we're not, well, I guess unless it's when we're tasting at the Outturn preview tastings.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
So
I will be in Chicago. Jenna, you're going to be
in Atlanta.
In Atlanta. You got one running there.
Yeah. Good. We'll be hosting an event in Atlanta. So if you're in Atlanta and you want to come join us, there are a couple tickets left. So cruise over to our website and you'll see all of that information there.
The only problem, like you said, like me and you will be tasting it there. We don't get really that deep dive to sit down and look into it. It's generally a couple sips as we're moving around the room when we're hosting, or at least me, as we're moving around the room, hosting, tasting, talking to everybody. You're kind of sipping on it a little bit, but you don't really get to concentrate on it.
No.
Yeah. People ask me a lot of times after the tastings, what do you remember? What'd you think about, whatever whiskey? I'm like, it was good, but I don't really remember that much. You're going from one to that one table to the next. You're talking, you're mingling, answering questions, and it's busy. It's a busy time, but it's good. It's fun. I love doing them.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. So have fun in Chicago.
Yeah, thanks. And good luck. You've had a couple in Atlanta or a few.
Yep. So I'll be in Atlanta this month, and then I'll be back down in Tampa for June. So make sure you watch Ben and Charlie taste through the Outturn on Monday. And then it's May.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
It will be May. That will be May. Yeah. This is our last live stream. Is there anything else coming up for the SMWS right now? Oh, we'll have our festival releases coming out in May.
Yeah.
We do, for those that are new and don't know, so Isla and Speyside have festivals each year. And And we started doing, kind of in conjunction with that, festival releases for all 5 regions: Speyside, Isla, Campbelltown, Lowland, Highland. And so each May, and we've got some good, I think there's 13 different releases coming for our festival releases.
A lot.
Some are small batches for each regions, and then we do have some single cask releases coming as well. And we'll preview those through May as we go. But we also have some tastings planned, I know, in Waco, which I'll be hosting.
Yeah, you'll be at Balcones.
Yep, at Balcones Distillery.
Yeah,
And New York, I think Tom will be hosting that one.
yeah, I don't know what other cities have been confirmed, to be quite honest. But I know Texas is for sure.
Okay. And LA, do we know?
No,
Nothing? Maybe, possibly. Could happen, might not.
you know, like I said, never say never.
Yeah. So keep your eyes open. You'll watch for those. And I've looked at the lineup. There's some pretty good releases coming.
I know, I'm excited. May's always a good time. So the outturn is going to be really, really awesome too. I'm very excited for a couple of those bottles.
Yeah.
So my fingers crossed.
And if you entered the lottery on this one, it is over for the 30th anniversary bottling. I don't know if it'll. There we go. There we go. If you were notified and you got your chance to buy this bottle, congratulations. It is closed. All the bottles were claimed, and there are none available. Generally, sometimes we have a few left over that were unclaimed. We did not with this lottery. It was very popular, and it's a very good whiskey as well. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. So yeah, May should be very exciting, and it'll all start on Monday, May 1st. So if you're attending any of the Outturn Preview Tastings in person in Seattle, Oakland, Los Angeles, New York, Washington, D.C., Chicago, or with me here in Atlanta, hope you have a fantastic time and enjoy the whiskeys.
Yep. Just looking real quick, Sean Space says that the Festival 53 release from last year was absolutely ridiculous. That was Throw the Cork Away, an 8-year-old.
Yes, that one was.
There may or may not be another Distillery 53 release for Isla this year. I'll have to wait and see. Whiskey Franco had to put myself on a buying pause because festival season tends to be brutal on the wallet. I can see that. We assume no liability. Whiskey Franco. I did. No. Watch tomorrow. A Vault release is coming out as well. You'll get an email on that one, which I got to name.
Yes, this is a whiskey that Scott was.
Yep.
The final guy on this one. So yeah, this whole Vault collection getting released tomorrow. Really exciting. Like we've never released a whiskey like this before. So it's a very exciting time. So look out for that, and we'll just keep rolling right in with all the fun come May.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I think we can wrap it up. We got anything else that you can think of, Jenna?
Nothing off the top of my head. I think you covered most of it. So, and if you're not a member of Scotch Malt Whiskey Society, we'd obviously love to have you as a member. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to myself at Jenna@smwsa, or you can reach out to Scott, Scott@smwsa.com. And we are always more than happy to help. And don't be strangers and reach out and say hello.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. As we say on the back of every Scotch Malt Whiskey Society bottling, it's right here.
Say it.
Scotch Malt Whiskey Societies are not for swigging, glugging, or knocking back. Please drink responsibly. Cheers.
Cheers.